What is going on YouTube? I'm bringing you a video today, Sunday. That means it's Guild Wars Day, and actually my recording failed, so I will be doing it on another account. I did do the exact same method, and I did switch up my team a little bit. You're going to see I'm using Dreadrake with Life Drain instead of my normal Spirit Mage, so let's get right into this. We are versing 7 Cs, all 5 are the highest in there, so let's get into it. So I dropped 10 at the top, 10 at the bottom. The reason why is to get rid of the Ares proc, and then there's a Santa Totem down here at the bottom. So now both the Totem and the Ares is done. I don't have to worry about either of those. I'm going to drop Skull Knight in, going to drop Warlock at the top. I'm going to wait on Ares until they're close, and now I'm going to drop Ares, and then I'm going to drop Cupid right after, well, not right after, but a few seconds after. I see that his Ares goes off. That's okay. So I'm down to 4 guys left. I have a Golem, but I do have Dreadrake and Skull Knight down. So the ones that deflect damage and don't allow you to hit them for a lot of damage are already dead. So I use Dreadrake in a different way. As soon as they spawn, I drop him so he stuns them. So my Skull Knight gets to walk to them, and they can't proc right away. So in this case, I'm at 28%. I have 2 left. That Grim Fiend you got to be careful with. He does spawn back up. I still got the kill though, and that pretty much ends it. So we're going to speed it up, and we're going to get on to the next one. I also want to say be careful with that Grim Fiend because he can do some damage if he's going against your Skull Knight and he kills him. So in this one, I dropped Skull Knight in the corner. I want to draw those heroes over, especially that Grim Fiend. I dropped Ares Warlock at the bottom. I'm waiting and delaying that Cupid till I need that Ares proc, which is right now after Skull Knight gets killed. So I'm down, or my Skull Knight's dead, but that's okay. I'm basically just waiting, letting my heroes snipe a little bit as much as they can. And then there's actually 2 totems right in front of Ares right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run in all of my Mecha Men and as well all of these little grunts. I actually didn't mean to use them, but since I had them, I might as well use them. And the point of that is to get rid of at least one. I would recommend doing it farther to the right so you get the Ares, because there's an Ares totem right to the right of that Santa totem. So just make sure you do that just to get rid of that one as well. In this case, once again, drop my Warlock or my Dreadrake right at the end, right after that proc, and you're going to see as they come through, once Ares goes off again, my Skull Knight's still going, and that pretty much ends the base quick and easy. Like I said, there is an Ares totem right next to the Santa totem, so be careful with that. You might want to run people in Mecha Men or Copters, whatever one, it doesn't really matter. So that finishes up the second base. We're going to move on to the third, and this one as well, I'm using troops on most of these just to get rid of totems. I believe there's a Santa totem in this corner right here. An Ares totem in this corner. So I draw all the heroes down, and then I go to my Skull Knight once they all come out. I drop him at that, so he walks all the way around, and then I drop my Warlock because now randomly he turned corners and went that way. I don't know why. My plan was to have him come over in the corner. It ended up actually working out. You're gonna see my Skull Knight gets destroyed in the center, but that's okay. They're gonna keep sniping, and if I can even, I'm already down to 4 heroes. Grim Fiend's low health, so that's good as well. And that's what you're looking for. You're not going to probably take out all 6 at one time, but you want to be able to take out quite a few of them at the same time. So the top has a Valentina totem, so I'm leaving that side at the top alone. I drop my Trinitar in that corner, and then I drop Dreadrake, and just like that, Ares procs, Warlock procs, and we're down to just 2 heroes. And there is a Golem left. I do see it's 27% and Dreadrake's going off, but I'm really not worried about it. The Golem's not going to tank the SK, so pretty easy. You see that Valentina right there. Every time I ran that way, I got destroyed by the Valentina totem, so just I would recommend just staying away from it. It was pretty easy once I did stay away. So let's get on to the next one, and these are out of order. That's why you're seeing random, some of them are filled and some of them are not when I click on them. So once again, Mecha Men at the bottom. I believe this is the one with the Santa totem. I got them mixed up. Yep, there's the Santa totem. And then I'm going to drop Dreadrake to take the arrows, and then I'm going to drop Warlock at the bottom. I dropped Ares at the top, and I'm waiting, delaying the Cupid, and then I'll drop him, make them go off a few more times. Now, the one thing I'm looking for, I'm really not looking for my Dreadrake to do anything other than tank the towers. That's literally it. I didn't drop my Skull Knight this time, and the reason why is my Trinitar will only heal 4 heroes on this account. So and on mine as well. So I'm going to delay that. As soon as he drops, I'm going to drop my Skull Knight in. Ares is going to go off. You see Skull Knight in the corner coming down. He finally gets in battle with them, but he's still got another life. So once he comes up, Ares procs again, and just like that, once that Skull Knight's gone, that's pretty much ends it right there if they can get him killed. As long as that Atlantic Core doesn't proc, or the Arctica doesn't proc. But right there, he gets the kill. He one-shots the Arctica, and then it's Golem versus Skull Knight. Skull Knight's going to take that every time, especially if it's just him. So 8/8 life drain comes in big sometimes when it comes to that type of stuff. I do also want to point out, watch your time. You see I'm down to about 1:20 right now. I think on one of them on mine, I ended up beating it with like 30 seconds left. So just be careful with that. So we're going to get on to the last one. This one was actually fairly easy, I found. So what I did here, I see that there's only 2 towers, so I'm going to let him go and let him snipe. I'm going to drop Skull Knight in this bottom corner. And then I'm going to just delay and wait, and then I'm eventually going to drop the Cupid over at the other one. Now, you could also drop it at that the mana vault over in the corner, or the building that makes them. So you could also do that, so you can leave that for Trinitar. In this case, I didn't, and it actually didn't end up matter because they don't end up killing my heroes. So I drop him down. And pretty much, even though with the revive of the Trinitar, I still had that, but at this point it was Golem, SK, right there, all 6 heroes are dead. And just like that, I dropped the Dreaddrake in just to do some damage and do cleanup. So this base was fairly easy. I would say 2 out of the 5 were pretty easy. The other 2 were fairly hard. So let's see what I did. I did with 2755. We are in 2nd place, so that's not too bad at all. Definitely could be worse. Looks like good points. Whether we get to win or not, we'll see later. That's okay, though. 7 Seas is a great guild. So I hope you guys liked this. I hope you enjoyed, and I am out.